Almost 12 years after my shared death experience with my dad as he transitioned from his battle with colon cancer, my mom spoke to me as she was dying. When my mom spoke to me, she was in an ambulance and I was in my car coming from a different direction. I would learn many years later that this experience is known as an after-death communication. I call it an at-death communication due to the fact it had to have happened as she was transitioning. Just prior to this, my mom had mentioned to me that she just was not feeling healthy. I was preparing to move my stationary bicycle to her house, but I didn't get the opportunity. A couple months before the experience, I noticed she was lagging behind while we walked to watch my daughter's final ice skating recital. I asked her what was going on, and she stated her leg hurt really bad. I asked her to schedule a doctor appointment. I had seen a commercial on a drug doctors had prescribed her, and they mentioned some serious side effects, including blood clots. When we went to the doctor, he sent her for an ultrasound. She said they thought everything looked fine. Relieved, we all pretty much went on with our lives. 89 days later, my mom called me at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Instinctively, I knew the call was not good. I could tell by her voice that she wasn't well. I just blurted out, "Mom, call 911." She assured me that she would, and after I confirmed that medics did receive her call, I rushed to get to the hospital 20 minutes or so from my house. When I stopped at a red light approximately 5 minutes from the hospital, my mom was suddenly in my car somehow. I felt her presence. It felt like she was just to the right of me, just at my head level. Now all of this is hard to describe, so please bear with me. I could literally somehow hear my mom speak to me. But what was exceptionally more prominent was her emotions. She was dismayed. The energy she was emoting was so intense that I just shuddered. My words truly fail to describe this experience, but her words to me were thoughts I had 3 months prior to this communication. I had not ever said them out loud to anyone. Unfortunately, they were not good thoughts either, but they were true. So here I am in my car going to the hospital to see what was going on with my mom's health, but now she's in my car somehow. I do have to sidetrack for a moment for you to fully understand this interaction and how it originated. Mother and daughter relationships, as a lot of us know, can be frustrating at times for all parties involved. This experience I was now sharing with my mom in my car during her transition from life to death is a perfect example of that frustrating dynamic. These thoughts my mom could somehow know were thoughts from a tiff we had gotten into during the preparation of my daughter's 5th birthday party. Guests would arrive within a few hours, and my mom had asked me to drive her over to my brother's house that was 30 minutes away. I had picked her up from work the night before, so her car wasn't at my house. With the stress of the time constraints of the birthday party, I must have responded inappropriately from my mom's perspective. All I can remember saying is, "Ask him to pick you up." My brother was single with no children and much more time on his hands than I had, especially prepping for this party. I remember her leaving when my brother arrived. My mom took my daughter's birthday gift with her. It was the number one gift I wanted my daughter to receive, so it frustrated me. Now, my mom did buy it, so after she walked out the door, I said to myself, "Oh my God, you torture me." And now, 3 months later, as I'm rushing to the hospital to find out the condition of my mom, who I knew was not well, by the phone call I received. She is now in my car, her presence. She almost shrieks in disbelief. She repeats my thoughts back to me, but from her perspective. She said, I torture you? The emotions she was able to produce, I could feel. They were clearly evident. I only thought these words 3 months prior, and I never said them out loud to anyone. I kept them to myself. When I tell you she was emotional in my car, this energy she exuded shook me to my core. I felt her. I could somehow hear her. And just to reiterate, I never said these words out loud. I only thought them. How in the world could this be? How could she even know my thoughts? I had long forgotten the birthday party event. We had reconciled very quickly regarding the gift. We celebrated Christmas and New Year's together as normal that year. But somehow she could see back in time. Even though this event only lasted a split second, just like my shared death experience with my dad, these memories of these events have lasted a lifetime. These experiences have never left me. I was in complete shock and disbelief. I continued to the hospital where they would tell me she did die. They confirmed it. She died on the way to the hospital. On her way leaving this earth, she was in my car. Of course I was sad, but honestly my mind just raced. I wondered how this could have happened, but I knew this had to have proven life after death. And the fact we have no real clue what is actually going on here on earth. In my search for answers for now 2 experiences, each with one of my parents at the time of their passing, I knew that there had to be something more to life than we realize. My mother died in 2001. In June 2009, I found a book regarding my dad's shared death experience was common. In approximately 2014, I discovered the book Hello from Heaven on after-death communications. These communications are also very common. It has taken me almost 35 years to process all of this, but now I feel like it is time for me to share these events so we can talk about them. I want to open a conversation about spiritual or otherwise unusual occurrences so no one else feels as isolated as I had felt for years. I have also always wondered why I was chosen for these experiences. I have come to the conclusion that God knew I would be able to handle them eventually and that I would eventually speak about them openly. From my experiences and listening to near-death experiencers, this information is meant to be shared, to open us to new possibilities, so we can not only imagine that there is more to life, but see how to get more out of life and discover who we truly are. Please comment if you have a story you would like to share. Life is nothing like it seems. I've done years of research. What I learned can help us all. It can bring peace into your life. The insights I gained can help heal the world. Though some videos I post may seem unimportant, they're actually all pieces to the puzzle to begin the journey towards peace and understanding, ending suffering in life, and becoming more peaceful. I've gained knowledge that can guide people through a process to look at life differently than we currently do as well. That also helps to relieve suffering. Conflicts, everyday annoying events, they are not what they appear to be. They are brought into our lives for us. They are not happening to us. Feel free to reach out to me if you are struggling in life and do not understand. Just leave a contact information and I will provide you with the blueprint to peace that my journey has provided me. Thank you all for watching and blessings to you all.